In the annals of true crime, few stories are as disturbing as that of Josef Fritzl. This Austrian man shocked the world when his unimaginable crimes came to light. The tale that unfolded was one of darkness, cruelty, and a perverse distortion of family and love. Fritzl, now an infamous name, was found guilty of the imprisonment and abuse of his own daughter, Elizabeth Fritzl, over a span of 24 long, harrowing years. 24 years, a time that should have been filled with the joys of youth, growth, and discovery, stolen and replaced with a life of torment and manipulation. In this twisted narrative, Elizabeth was not just a prisoner, but also the unwilling mother to 7 children fathered by Fritzl. Yes, you heard it right. 7 innocent lives born out of a monstrous act confined to the same dark, damp cellar, denied the chance to experience the outside world. When the truth eventually surfaced, it sent shockwaves around the globe. People from all walks of life in every corner of the world were left horrified and in disbelief. How could a father do such a thing to his own flesh and blood? How could anyone commit such a heinous act and for so long? The Fritzl case, as it came to be known, shook our understanding of family, trust, and the capacity of human beings for evil. It was a grim reminder that monsters do exist, not in storybooks or on the silver screen, but in the most ordinary of places, hiding behind the facade of normality. One might think that in prison, Fritzl would fade into obscurity, but that's far from the truth. Locked away in a high-security psychiatric prison in Austria, Fritzl has found a way to keep himself occupied. His days are filled with a routine that may seem surprising, given his heinous past. It's a routine that involves nurturing life, rather than destroying it. Yes, you heard it right. Fritzl, the man known for a 24-year reign of terror, now spends his days tending to tomato plants. In the quiet solitude of his cell, he waters and cares for these plants, a stark contrast to the life he once led. It's a bizarre sight to say the least, a man who once imprisoned his own flesh and blood, now nurturing the growth of something as mundane as a tomato plant. But Fritzl's peculiarities don't end at his green thumb. When he's not gardening, he's often found in front of the TV, engrossed in the world displayed on the screen, a world he can no longer touch, a world that for many years, he denied his own daughter. Yet, amongst all this, perhaps the most shocking part of Fritzl's life behind bars is his chosen company. He shares his meals with another infamous inmate, a cannibal killer. 2 men, both notorious for their inhuman acts, breaking bread together in a grim semblance of companionship. What does this say about Fritzl? Has he found a kindred spirit in this cannibal killer, or is this just another twisted game in Fritzl's delusional world? But it's not just his activities that raise eyebrows, it's his mental state. Fritzl's time in prison has not led to remorse or redemption. Instead, he seems to be spiraling further into delusion. As we delve deeper into Fritzl's life behind bars, a disturbing pattern emerges. His delusional behavior paints a chilling picture of a man lost in his own distorted reality. Reports suggest that Fritzl has been rewriting his own history, crafting a narrative that veers far from the truth. He's not the remorseful prisoner one might expect. Instead, he's an unrepentant man, seemingly untroubled by the heinous crimes he committed. His actions in prison, his attempts to manipulate his own past, are a testament to his refusal to acknowledge the severity of his actions. In his twisted version of reality, Fritzl is not a monster but a misunderstood figure. He's drawn to others who share a similar disregard for societal norms, even befriending a fellow inmate, a cannibal killer. This bizarre friendship underscores the extent of his detachment from the ordinary world. His behavior in prison also extends to inappropriate actions. He's been observed tending to tomato plants and watching television, seemingly oblivious to the gravity of his situation. His actions are not those of a man burdened by guilt or remorse, but rather someone who has managed to construct a bubble of normality around himself, despite his surroundings. This distorted perception of the world raises disturbing questions about his mental state. Is he truly aware of the magnitude of his crimes? Or has he managed to convince himself of his own innocence? Fritzl's delusional behavior and his refusal to confront the reality of his past are more than just disturbing. They're a stark reminder of the danger he poses. His inability to grasp the severity of his actions, to comprehend the pain and suffering he has caused, is alarming. This warped perception of reality has led to concerns about what could happen if Fritzl were ever released. The danger he poses is not just physical, but psychological. His distorted worldview, his refusal to acknowledge his crimes, raises serious questions about his potential for rehabilitation. Can a man so deeply lost in his own delusions ever truly be freed? Or is he doomed to forever live in his own distorted reality? As Fritzl grows older and his health declines, questions have been raised about the possibility of his release. This topic has become a heated debate among experts and the public alike, considering the severity of his past crimes. Imagine this scenario. A man who has been sentenced to life imprisonment for a string of heinous acts, now potentially being released into a nursing home. The question that arises is, does Fritzl's deteriorating health and age absolve him of his past? Or should he spend the remainder of his life within the confines of a high-security psychiatric prison? Experts have expressed deep concerns about the implications of such a move. They question the safety of other residents who could potentially be sharing a space with Fritzl. This man, who imprisoned his own daughter for 24 years, fathering 7 children with her, could be living alongside the elderly and vulnerable. The thought alone is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Reports suggest that Fritzl's behavior in prison has been erratic and delusional. He has been seen tending to tomato plants, watching TV, and even sharing meals with a cannibal killer. This bizarre routine raises further doubts about his mental state and the potential danger he could pose if released. His daughter and grandchildren, rescued in 2008 after living in the most horrifying of conditions, now live in anonymity. The trauma they have endured is immeasurable. The thought of Fritzl's release for them is likely to be nothing short of a nightmare revisited. In a world where justice and safety stand paramount, the debate continues to rage on. Is it ethical to consider Fritzl's release? Or does the gravity of his crimes, his distorted perception of reality and the potential risk he poses to others, demand his continued incarceration? Despite his dementia, the shadow of Fritzl's past crimes looms large. His actions have left an indelible mark, a chilling legacy that continues to haunt the present. While Fritzl remains in prison, his victims have been left to pick up the pieces. A chilling reminder of the lasting impact of his horrific actions. Fritzl's daughter and her children, the innocents born of his unimaginable crimes, were rescued in 2008. Since then, they've been on a journey not just of recovery, but of reclaiming their lives. In the wake of their harrowing ordeal, they made a decision to live in anonymity, to carve out a space where they could heal, a space where they could escape the shadow of Fritzl's monstrous deeds, a space where they could be more than just victims. Their lives now are a testament to their strength and resilience. They've battled trauma, they've wrestled with the past, and they've come out stronger. Theirs is a story of survival, a story of hope. They've shown us that even in the face of the most extreme adversity, it's possible to rebuild, to find a way to move forward. Yet their journey is far from over. The scars of their past still linger, a constant reminder of the horrors they endured. But they're not alone. They're supported by a network of professionals and well-wishers, individuals dedicated to helping them navigate their path to recovery. Fritzl's daughter and her children have chosen to live away from the public eye, away from the relentless media scrutiny. It's a choice that allows them to heal at their own pace, to rebuild their lives without the constant glare of the spotlight. Their privacy is a crucial part of their healing process, a sanctuary they've created for themselves. Their journey to recovery is a reminder of the human cost of Fritzl's unimaginable crimes. It's a stark reminder of the pain he inflicted, the lives he shattered. But it's also a testament to the indomitable spirit of his victims, their determination to rise above their past and build a brighter future. It's a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable darkness, hope can still find a way to shine through.